I'm Vic Myers. Welcome to the Resistance. This is a, if I don't get it out of my head, I'm not going to get any sleep tonight kind of video. But first, some housekeeping. It's not a hat, it's a mic stand. I do not have any backup accounts, and I will never, ever go into your DMs and ask you for money. If I'm going to ask you to donate something, it's going to be on this screen right here so everybody knows I'm asking. Anyway, one of my comments in today's video, somebody said, I'd really like to hear you talk about Kat Abu. I can't remember. It's a long name and I don't want to butcher it. She's a congressional candidate in Chicago. Very impressive. I'm probably going to do a video on her. Anyway, that got me to thinking and thinking and thinking. Because I was involved in a podcast recently and now I'm not. But long before I was involved with that podcast, you guys put the idea into my head of doing my own podcast. And, I just kept telling myself, no, I don't know how. It's got to be complicated and I don't have the equipment for it. Well, now I've got the equipment and I looked up how to do it and it's really not that hard. So now that guy's comments about Kat got me to thinking, brought that old idea back up to the top. If I did a podcast, and maybe, possibly, perhaps, it could turn into something that would give us the financial resources that my wife wouldn't have to be a medical traveler anymore, or just give us a cushion at a minimum, because I make a little bit of money doing my social media stuff. It's not why I do it, but I love doing it. I love making these videos most of the time. Sometimes I got writer's block, if you will, and I just make a video because I feel like I should. But most of the time when I make a video, it's because you guys inspired me to make a video. I really love doing it. And if you can find something you love and figure out how to make money doing it, then it's not a job, right? So, should I do a podcast? If I did do a podcast, what would it be like? I'm not one of those breaking news and then read CNN's headlines to you. That wouldn't be me. And I wouldn't be out there telling you what to think about stuff. But what I would like to do, one, I'd like to interview candidates. I know some candidates from the school board to the U.S. Senate and all across the country. I already have 4 or 5 that I know I could get. I'd like to do that. I would like to interview people who have worked on or are working on campaigns to, and I'm not talking about the top dogs on a campaign. I'm talking about regular people, because having ran a campaign, I know that most of the people involved are just like you and me, but people don't think of campaigns like that. And I'd like to bring the campaign experience into non-campaigning people's lives so they have a better understanding of how that all works. And, that's like one episode. But most of all, I would like it to be a viewer-driven podcast. If I do it, you guys would tell me what you want me to talk about. You would tell me, just like the gentleman that said, I'd like to hear you talk about Kat. You would tell me what the topics of the podcast would be. And I'd like to go out to, drive out to a farm somewhere and say, hey, will you be on my podcast? Go into the city and find somebody and say, will you be on my podcast? Just regular people who aren't involved with the machinations of government and all that stuff, just to get those views out there. Because when Ken Martin first became DNC chair, he did this Zoom call with some legislators, some members of Congress, and it was a god awful, uninspiring waste of my time. But I sat through the whole thing. I'd really like to see somebody get just regular people from Main Street America and get them on these airwaves and get their views out there. So there you have it. Working on 5 minutes now. I think it's time to wrap it up. Let me know what you think. And I'm sorry, but I don't have puppies and kittens tonight. Good day.